So I'm going to be showing you all how to set a line 24 snap using this bag as a model. Okay, it's a really secure and great snap closure to have on your bag projects. So you could see that on the inside there's a leather washer, and we're going to be using a leather washer to help with tear out on the fabric next to the metal. And then on the inside of the bag, we're also using a leather washer for the snap there. And there's a few tools and materials that we have here that we'll be using. So there's two different ways to cut a hole into the bag in order to receive the snap. We're gonna need a 5/32 drive punch because it's about the right size for the post on the snap, and a cutting board and a mallet, or you could use a rotary leather punch on the right barrel size. So either or for cutting. And for setting, we can set with a manual snap setter and a mallet, or we can use the industrial hand press fitted with the line 24 snap dies, which I will also show you. So first we're going to need to punch a hole into the pocket to receive the male side of the snap. So we're going to use this rotary punch on the right barrel size that makes a hole that's big enough to receive the cap. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze right over the mark, placement mark, and then I'm going to use both hands and squeeze it till you hear a click and it punched through. So even if it doesn't look like it punched through, you can grab your snap and push it and see that it did, because sometimes the little piece of fabric doesn't come all the way off. Okay, so then we're actually going to come with our chalk pencil through the hole we made and make a mark onto the bag. I'm going to show you how to punch that hole with a drive punch. I'm going to insert the cutting board into the bag and then hold the drive punch over my chalk mark. Then hit the drive punch with the mallet. And you can see that we got a nice hole there. So in order to set a strong snap into this, we're also going to need some leather washers. So I have some leather washers here that I cut for rivets, but the hole in the center is a little small for the line 24 snap. So I'm going to go ahead and take this onto the cutting board, and I'm going to widen the hole with my drive punch that's for the line 24 snap. So now we can use these washers with our line 24 snap. So the first side that I'm going to set is going to be the cap side. So what I'm going to do is put the cap into the pocket from the outside. Then I'm going to thread the washer onto the post of the cap. And then I'm going to take the socket and put that on. And then we're going to go ahead and set that snap manually. Okay? So in order to do that, I'm going to flip the bag over. And grab my little anvil here, the side that's smooth, and lay the cap down on that. And then I'm going to take the other side of the manual snap setter and with some pressure hold it down into the center of the snap. And then I'm going to grab my mallet. So you might need to hit it a few times and check it and make sure that you set the snap all the way down. And then we set that snap manually. So then I'll go ahead and show you guys how to set the other side of the snap with the hand press. We're going to take the post and put the washer on it. So these leather washers are pretty important in order to make sure that your fabric doesn't tear over time, so that the metal has some cushion for when it interacts with the fabric. And then we're going to thread this in from the inside of the bag and out. And then we're going to place the stud on top there. Then we'll take that to the hand press. So this is a line 24 snap die set. So these two are the ones for the male side of the snap. And this one receives the cap, which you can tell it looks like it does. And that's on the bottom. The dies that are bigger are on the bottom, and the dies that are smaller are on top. And then this receives the socket. You can see it kind of fit in there nicely. And then these ones, this receives the post, and it's on the bottom. And this receives the stud. You can see it fit really nicely on there. So that's how those correspond with the 4 parts of the line 24 snap. And I'll go ahead and show you how to use that. So we're going to start out by setting the female side down here, and then put this in here and tighten that. So we have our female side of the snap all set up. You could see the washer right there on the back, and I'm actually going to lay this down, and I can feel it in the die there. And then I'm going to press down on the hand press lever until it makes contact, and then I'm going to keep it making contact as I lean on the lever and use my body weight, and I could feel it go down. Okay, and that's that side set. And then we set this side manually, but I just want to show you guys also how you could set it with the hand press. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the dies. And then I'm just going to lay the cap side down. Press down until it makes contact. Stand up and then just lean on it, and you feel it go down. Then we have our snap all set. If for some reason it doesn't snap, it just means that you haven't pressed down hard enough, and you can put it back in the press, or you can take it back to the hand setting tool and hit it with the mallet a little bit more.